Clay Patton on the Rural Radio Network. It's time for your Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Update. As you can hear, there's murmur behind me. This week's report's going to look just a little bit different. Had the opportunity this week to attend the 80th Annual National Association of Farm Broadcasting Convention in Kansas City. With it, there's a program called Trade Talk, where we have the opportunity to ask experts from across all fields a variety of ag topics. But for our Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report, we're talking with the American Lamb Board. I have Peter Camino. He's chairman of the American Lamb Board here with us. And Peter, let's just kind of go over it. 2023 has been a good year for lamb. We're seeing commercially held cold stocks down. We're keeping our fat lambs at a pretty current. We're keeping them marketed through the system at a very good pace. What do you attribute, or what does American Lamb Board attribute to keeping this lamb current and really kind of moving through the system?
You hit the nail on the head. This all stems back to COVID. And people went to the stores, they were run out of all the other meats, and lamb was there, so they started trying it. Well, they found out that it was a good product. So that's where the trend started. And then the Lamb Board has done a tremendous job on putting recipes on how to fix it. With our promotion and the people that are out there that are wanting to experiment or try lamb, that's why it's starting to take off. And, you know, it's just like word of mouth. Somebody will have a party and, ooh, this is good. I think and it just keeps building slow and gradual, which is great for our industry.
Peter, give us a little bit more background on your involvement and how you came to be chairman here at the American Lamb Board.
Well, it's a USDA appointment. I was nominated by my peers. In January, my term is up. I feel very fortunate to be on the board. I've learned a lot about advertising of lamb and the research and education side of it that never have really been involved in, and it's been an eye-opener. I've learned a lot.
That is great to hear. So you have your own production roots. You're in the sheep industry every day. You're understanding what's going into it. Tell us a little bit more about your operation as well, things that you would like for maybe young producers or guys thinking about the industry if they're interested about coming in.
That's where we're struggling right now. Is we've got to get some of this younger generation into the sheep business. Right now, I don't know what the average age of the people in the sheep industry, but a lot of gray hair or white hair. We're working on programs to get the younger producers in there, and we just overhauled our sustainability report, and in that report we found that consumption of lamb is coming up, which was great. But we also found out that where there's a shortage of lambs, sheep and lambs in the United States. So we got to start. We're looking at ways to build that herd up, or get these younger people in there. Last year we got a grant, a $5 million grant from the USDA on climate control. To go with this, there's a lot of, to match this grant, we found out that there's a lot of solar facilities coming to the United States. Well, we found out there's going to be over 1 million acres of ground that's going to go underneath the solar panels. And they're looking for some way to get this vegetation taken care of. Well, sheep is an ideal product to graze underneath these solar panels. So with this grant, we went out and hired Cameron. He's going to go around and present how to control grazing underneath these solar plants, do contracts. Right now we're doing pilot projects through the United States to kind of figure out what kind of a demand there is. And then when we get that template put together, we're going to go to the county extension agents, and then they'll introduce these programs into the U.S. To get us started in the sheep business, if you don't have land, you can't go out and buy land. It's just too expensive. But with this project, you don't have to buy the land. It's there. You just come in and graze it, and they will pay you to graze that land, which is an opportunity of a lifetime. So we're looking at that to hopefully increase the lamb numbers and sheep numbers in the United States. And then also to go with that, we've been working with Michigan State on a carbon sequestration from sheep. And we found out that, well, before this, there was a study out saying the sheep was the worst carbon producers in the world. Well, that was a very false statement. So we hired Michigan State to prove to the world that sheep are not a hindrance to the climate. And we found out that sheep are probably one of the better things for the climate. So with this study, they have come out in At the ASI convention in Denver, Michigan State has come up with a calculator on how to measure carbon credits on sheep. So hopefully you'll be able to show this grazing and the carbon credits off your sheep, and maybe take these credits and sell to some big industries that uses way more credits, that they're looking for credits. So hopefully that between these two, that will help the bottom line, and we can get more sheep into the industry.
It does sound like there is one thing, though. There's opportunity in the industry. There's opportunity that's coming down the pike, and sheep fit into a lot of different scenarios in that. Now, when we talk about sheep, we're primarily talking wool lambs. Is there an opportunity, though, in a lot of this as well, to bring the hair sheep and the hair lambs into the marketplace as well?
Yes, there's both. There's room for both of them. In fact, the ethnic market is just booming right now, and between the wool and the ethnic markets, the ethnic's like a lighter lamb, 60 to 80 pound lamb, where the wool breed, you're looking at probably a 150 to 160 pound carcass, or lamb, and yeah, you get 160 pound, that's a little heavy.
We had that issue, what was that, last summer, where we got the lambs way too big in that instance.
Yeah, and that was a killer in the sheep after COVID, because we got too many lambs, too fat, and nobody wanted to buy them, so the bottom dropped out, and now it's starting to climb, starting to come up out of that hole, and it's we're up over $2 a head lambs now, or $2 a pound lamb now, which is great, and it's slow and steady will be great. We want to get away from this high low. That's what's killing the lamb market right now. But if we can keep this steady growth, there's be a real good future in the lamb market, or in the lamb industry.
That definitely is a thing, and that's one we've been talking about. We've just seen this steady increase, and really we've kind of flattened the seasonal out this year. We didn't see such a dramatic summer low, which has been, I think, a positive move for the industry as well. Let's talk about the lamb meat itself, though. What is your go-to recipe when you're talking to somebody about trying lamb? What is that recipe you want to talk to them about, and maybe your favorite?
You're going to laugh at this one, but lamb chops, that's probably the favorite. But the second one is stew, lamb stew. I can fix you a lamb stew that in a bread bowl with a big old glass of wine, and you will come back for more, I guarantee you. But I think, and we've discovered too that the barbecue season, people are starting to barbecue lamb more now, and with these pellet grills, smoking lamb, they're finding out that smoked lamb is delicious. And that's starting to be a big hot item now, is barbecued lamb, smoked lamb. So we're going to start promoting that side of the industry too.
I've got to agree with you there. Now, I'm on the goat side of the industry, which not quite as big as the lamb side of it, but we have really gotten into one of our favorites is a smoked leg of goat. And it's highly, highly popular. A lot of people like it. Well, Peter, thank you so much for bringing us kind of what's happening in the lamb industry, how we're able to continue to steadily climbing back up, making this a profitable industry for our producers. Before I let you go, final closing thoughts, maybe an important information we've overlooked in the course of our conversation.
Okay, for recipes or anything you want to learn about the carbon credit, solar panel grazing, go to AmericanLamb.com, and you can look up all the information there.
Solar panel grazing, American lamb recipes, all of it right there at the website. What a great resource for us. Like I said, the report looks a little different this week. We'll be back next week. We'll be detailing how the market moved, the trade that we're seeing happen and things as we go into Thanksgiving. But, as well, maybe think instead of turkey next week, maybe it's a leg of lamb, it's a rack of lamb coming in for that Thanksgiving Day meal as well. That is this week's Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report here on the Rural Radio Network.